rebuilding. The catastrophic failure, a new start. Physically, mentally, our careers, our businesses. Step back, first step, next step. The driver in me just wants to get it done tomorrow. We'll do this, do that, let's move this, where are we at with this? You build some confidence, build some self-esteem, start to feel better about yourself. The Silverback Blueprint Podcast, a show for men over 40. We focus on getting stronger, staying motivated, building discipline, creating a community, and becoming truly happy. Welcome to episode 196 of the Silverback Blueprint Podcast. Find your element and live there. I'm just scratching, I'm making a quick little note here. This weekend, we ran, well, about 2 weeks ago, I guess by the time this one comes out, we ran one of our powerlifting meets. We run 3 or 4 powerlifting meets a year, and we're involved in many others. Just as part of our business, part of our brand at Iron Horse Gear, but also just who I am, a powerlifter, and what I love about the sport. And being in business, it's important, as in life, to find out what it is you really want to do, what you're really good at. What is your element? Where is it that when you're there, you're in the zone? And I think that's something that we all struggle with. I think growing up, we all want to be astronauts and firemen. We all want to play cops and robbers. Don't be a robber, right? When we're young, our imagination is front and foremost with us. It's a big part of who we are, what our identity is. And then all of a sudden we start getting into school and we're told we have to conform, we have to get focused, we have to be serious, we have to, learn the way that everyone wants us to learn. And we have to find a career, we have to go to school, we have to become doctors, we have to become lawyers. We get pushed into certain areas. And it's important as parents, I'm a parent, I have 2 children, I want them to become something. But I'm not hell-bent on my kid becoming a lawyer if he doesn't want to be a lawyer. Or my daughter becoming a doctor if she doesn't want to be a doctor. That's not her dream, if it's not their dream. Now, maybe it is. If it is, then yes, that's awesome. My son wants to become a teacher. I think that's fantastic because he wants to become a teacher. I want him to have that. But like I've told him and his sister and myself and anyone who asks me, find out what it is that you truly enjoy doing. And that's what you should be doing. Find your element. This weekend at the powerlifting meet, I was in my element. I love powerlifting. I love people. I love strength. I love training. I love all things that are involved with that. I love putting on meets. I love having a gym. I love having people come and spend time with us in our facility, in our business. I love selling our merchandise. I love developing a brand that people like and means something to them, that they want to buy it and wear it on their backs. I love that. Leading up to the meet, the 2 weeks before, crazy, hectic, busy. Just 2 weeks ago, we released Iron Horse Gear, the evolution of the brand from Hostile Gear. There was a lot of work behind the scenes on that. Then it was getting everything ready for the meet and organizing. I've got a great team. They're phenomenal. But there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things that have to happen before you even get to the day of and that you have to deal with and carry out. And you have over 110 lifters. We want to make sure they have a great experience. Nothing's run perfect. There's always going to be a small issue or two. So if you're going to put yourself through all that kind of stress and pressure in what you do in life, why not make sure it's something that you love doing so it's worth that? It's worth staying up till 2 a.m. and getting shirts ready. It's worth jumping in the car and going to pick something up because you need it for 2 hours away for the meet and to come back. It's worth staying afterwards and cleaning everything up when you're tired. Because we're going to do that shit anyway. We're going to have jobs. We're going to have careers. We're going to have businesses. We're going to have families. We're going to do things anyway. We're going to have hard times anyway. We're going to get tired anyway. We're going to get stressed anyway. There's no getting around that. But it might as well be for something that you truly love to do. So it's worth it. The upside far outweighs the downside. It has to be worth it. You have to love it more than you don't love it. And today in social media and stuff like that, people are always posting the best of the best of the best of what they're doing, what they're happening. But that's the tip of the iceberg. The other 90% that you don't see is the shit show. It's the gong show. It's the stuff that no one wants to brag about. It's the stuff that no one wants to show. That's the way it is for everyone. I don't care if you're a bum on the street, or you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, or you're Richard Branson, a billionaire. There's stress. There's shit you have to deal with. There's pressures on you. There's lost sleep. There's anxiety. There's all that stuff. No matter where you are. You just got to decide, though, is it worth it? And I think the big thing that I'm trying to focus on for myself as the brand evolves, as my business evolves, as I evolve, is to make sure that I hold true to that. Am I doing what I really want to do? When I'm sitting there and I'm looking at a fucking huge hydro bill, is what I'm doing worth it? And as long as the answer is yes, I'm going to continue to move forward. The moment the real answer is no, then you should make a change. Or if you haven't done that, if you're in a job you hate and you can't stand it, it's all on you now. It's on you to find out what it is you want to do. Yeah, but I make this money and this and that. And, I have 2 cars and we go on trips. I have 2 kids in hockey. Hey, I get that. I understand that. But is that worth you being miserable the majority of your time? Because the majority of your time is spent, of your working hours, is spent at work, at your job, at your business, in your career. So is it worth it? Are there things you can change? Do you need to go on a holiday every year? Do you need a new car every 2 years? I'm not saying want, I'm saying need. A lot of times we're doing these things to make ourselves feel better just for a little bit because the rest of our life feels so miserable. So many times we back ourselves into a corner so that we need to do things and stay with, dealing with this stuff because we feel that's the only way we can afford to do the upside things. The problem is we don't get enough time to do those things or do them often enough or afford to do them the way we want to often enough. So we get back stuck on that hamster wheel. If you find a place that you'd rather be, a job you'd rather do, a career you'd rather have, a business you'd rather have, and you start feeling better and enjoying it, you know what? The necessity for the other material things starts to go away. Because you're not walking around miserable the majority of the time. So you don't need to medicate yourself with some sort of pleasure, with some sort of activity. I'm only happy when I go to the Bahamas for 2 weeks. The rest of the year I got to put up with all kinds of shit just to be able to afford it and to do it and to get to that level. So you're happy for 2 weeks. In fact, out of 50 weeks of misery for 2 weeks. And I'll tell you right now, that 2 weeks that you're down there, you're not 2 weeks of pure bliss because I guarantee you the last 3 to 4 days, you're thinking about having to go back. So it's starting to wear on you. People have that here, on a daily basis. They can't wait for Friday and they actually have physical pain on Sunday because they know they have to go back to Monday. We need to get past that. We need to figure out a way to spend more time happy with what we're doing so that the stress of what we're having to deal with, we know comes with the territory. But it's just a small part. It's the smaller part of what we have to deal with. That's why it's hard to start something new. That's why it's hard to transition. That's why it's hard to have a business and expand and try to grow because you're always pushing that. You're always into another stress, always into another stress. We have a great gym. I love my gym. People come and they love it and stuff like that, but I still have the business factor of I have to grow the gym. I still have to build the gym. I still have to pay bills. I still have rent. I still have utilities. I still have salaries. There's times when it's tough to pay those, but then it has to be worth it. It has to be worth it so much so that you find a better way of doing it. Push yourself so your business improves so it's easier. But you're still going to have things. You're still going to have stuff come up. That's the way life is. So you need to be in a position where you're in a positive element and enjoying your life more than you're not. A lot of people were over at the weekend looking at the gym and seeing the event and seeing how much I changed. And I can tell even what they're saying and what they're thinking must be great to be curd. They're envious. Some people are envious. Some people are excited. People want that for themselves. They want to talk to me about business opportunities. They want to do that kind of stuff. Some people are hating me because they think that I'm on the top of the world all the time. The hard part of my day is digging enough holes in the backyard to hide all the money. That's not the way it is, man. That's not the way it is. You talk to anyone who's in business, who's growing and building and stuff like that. These are the tough years. These are the toughest years sometimes. Because you're balancing a lot of different things. You have a lot of things going on at the same time. It has to be worth it. It has to be a passion and a purpose behind it. That's what, when people ask me, what's it all about? What's the secret? What's the key? It's that. It's that. And a lot of times, no matter what, we're putting on a brave front. We're all putting on fronts. So at the end of the day, don't waste that on doing things you don't enjoy doing. Don't waste that on a life that you're not happy with. Because you're going to go through it anyway. Make it count for something. Make it worthwhile. Make it mean something. So as you keep evolving, as you keep moving forward, and if you ever get to the other side of these goals and purposes, you look back and you can honestly sit there and say, it was all worth it and I would do it again. If you can get to that point, that's where your life will really change. There's some days I wake up and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this today. I don't know how I'm getting to Monday or Friday. I don't know. And then there's some days I get up and I'm like, I can't wait to attack everything. It's the same for all of us. My goal is to have more of those can't wait to get up and attack everything days in a week, in a month, in a year than I have the other days of I don't want to get out of bed. I want to stay in bed. I want to call in sick. If anybody looks for me, I'm gone. Those days happen. So you're not going to be totally devoid of it. Don't think you are. Right? Don't look at someone who's in your eyes made it, and they may be doing really well, and maybe you're catching them on the other side of things. But you sit them down and you talk to them about how they got there, and they'll have some war stories for you. They'll have some drag out battles that they had to get through with suppliers, customers, government agencies, banks. You are worn torn by the time you get to the other side of things. But that's how you improve. That's how you get better. And sometimes we need to stop and evaluate what we're doing and decide, is what we're going through worth it for what we're getting out of our life? And I think that is the area where most people either don't take the time to do, or they've done that, but they're too afraid to make the leap because of the fear of the unknown. They'd rather keep taking punches to the face all day long, every day, because it's the devil they know, than deal with a possible fear of the unknown. What if I do this and it doesn't work? What if I do this and it's hard? Well, if you're not happy, it's fucking hard anyway. If you're not moving where you want to go towards where you want to be and you're miserable, it's fucking hard. Just trade the different hard. Trade a hard for a positive hard. Right? I don't give everything up and just sell everything and move to Vegas and leave your wife and family behind. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm like, sit there, make a plan. Start a side hustle. You get home at 5, work from 6 to midnight on a new project. That's the one resource we do have, is time and energy. And again, a lot of times these voids are being filled with what? TV, the internet, Facebook. I guarantee you people watch 4 hours of Game of Thrones this weekend based on what I saw. And if that truly makes you happy and floats your boat and you're really excited about that and that completes you, all right, rock on. But if you sat there and watched the last 3 episodes of Game of Thrones before this final episode or this new episode, like I said, I don't know where it is, just to catch up on things and get excited about it and stuff, and then you get to work on Monday and you're fucked because you didn't get some shit done that you were supposed to get done, that's wrong. You fucked up. And the thing is, most often we keep doing that. Tonight I'm getting to bed early. I'm going to get a early start tomorrow. I got a lot of things I want to do. I'm excited. I'm pumped. Next thing you know, it's 1:45 in the morning. You watch your 5th episode of something. You're sweaty because you're so fucking tired. And you know you got to get up in 4 hours. Why did you do that? Part of it's because it's routine. Part of it's because that's what you always do. And it's hard to break a habit. I get that. But look deep. Why are you doing it? Because I guarantee you, you're doing it because you're avoiding something. You're avoiding something that you don't want to do that's uncomfortable. And that's human nature. That's the way it is. We want to avoid things that are uncomfortable. We want to move towards pleasure. The problem is we're becoming too narcissistic and too hedonistic. We want to feel good all the fucking time. We don't want to feel bad about anything for a second. That's the problem. There's too many easy way outs now. There's too many opportunities. You can flick a channel and watch something exciting. You can go to the fridge and eat something chocolate fantastic, ready to go. Feel good with the sugar rush for a little bit. And in the back of our minds, we know we're going to feel like shit in an hour. Or we're going to wake up tomorrow morning feeling crappy about ourselves because we didn't do the things we wanted to do. And we know because of that, we're not going to have a great day today. So we need to suffer a little bit. We need to push ourselves a little bit. We need to do the conflict, we need to do the hard stuff to get to the good stuff. So it needs to be worth it. We need to find a reason that this is all worth it overall. Find your element and live there. Guys, that's all I have to say on that for now. Head on over to ironhawsgear.com. Find your element hoodie. Use the code word Silverback. Get 20% off. And as always, guys, work hard, motherfuckers, and I'll talk to you guys later.